Welcome to the Charlie Stubbs Show, featuring the head coach of the Nicholls State University football team, Charlie Stubbs. Today's program is presented by State Farm. Contact your local State Farm agent today and get to a better state. The Charlie Stubbs Show is also sponsored by Rouse's Supermarkets. You're either local or you're not. And by People's Health, your Medicare health team.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Charlie Stubbs Show presented by State Farm. I'm your host, Mike Wagenheim. On this week's program, we look back at the Colonels' visit to third-ranked Oregon with highlights and an all-access pass. We'll also take a peek at the Colonels' next foe, Western Michigan, and review opening weekend around the Southland Conference. That and much more is coming up on today's program. We're joined here by the head coach of the Colonel football team, Charlie Stubbs. Welcome to the program, sir.
Thank you.
Mixed emotions, I think, coming out of the Oregon game this past weekend. I don't believe that final score. I don't believe anybody does. It's really indicative of how well the Colonels played in that game, and really even some of the Oregon fans and media took notice as well that the Colonels held their own in this game and really didn't back down.
Yeah, I felt that way. I felt like we played hard for 4 quarters, and as a coach, that's the first thing that you look at. And then the other thing, too, is that we had some definite spurts in there where we were more than competitive. You know, we moved the football pretty well against a very stingy defense. Again, we made some plays on defense. We even forced them into numerous third down situations, but that's the key, is to be able to stop them and force them to punt. And then there were some nice things on special teams, especially with our punting game. You know, we were able to punt it, and we were even able to offensively do what we term a shotgun punt and pin them inside the 3-yard line or so twice. So again, there's things to build on. Sure, we wanted much more. It was a eye-opening experience for our young men because they had 57,000 people and a very knowledgeable group of fans, because anytime we had a crucial down, they were loud. And again, I tried to simulate that in our practices here at Nicholls, but again, until you do it, you don't really know what to expect.
90 consecutive sellouts now. They know what they're doing over there. Let's take you to Autzen Stadium in Eugene, Oregon. Moments before game time. Captains Nick Scelfo, Marcus Washington, TJ Lumar, and Segan Virginal making their way to the field from the locker room. Folks, this is what was waiting for them at the end of the tunnel. The 90th straight sellout at Autzen Stadium. 54,000 plus fans there to watch the Fiesta Bowl champions begin a potential national championship season. They came into this one ranked number 3 in the country, but the Colonels don't seem intimidated one bit. Instead, they really seem to feed off the energy inside that building. Unfortunately, the Ducks got that vaunted lightning quick offense going early, already up 7-0. Heisman Trophy candidate Marcus Mariota finds Braylon Anderson for the 27-yard touchdown strike. 14-0 Ducks less than 3 minutes in. D'Anthony Thomas had rushed for a score earlier. Colonels got the ball into Oregon territory but had to punt it. The Ducks get another sub-2-minute drive. Thomas with a 22-yard run to pay dirt. It's 21-0. But the Colonels are undeterred. Late first quarter, the ball at the Colonels' 15-yard line. Dwayne Mitchell put some pressure on Mariota as Nicholls begins to slow this deadly offense down. Mitchell had 3 tackles on the day as well. Then on 3rd and 8, Jeremiah Thomas leads the stuff of Byron Marshall. Oregon has to settle for the field goal. It's 24-0 at the 5-minute mark. Nicholls then goes on and puts together an 11-play drive. Bo Hebert, in his first career start, he played in 4 games last year, but his first career start, he finds Terry Lucas for 6 yards. Lucas finished up with 3 receptions for 26 yards. Unfortunately, Hebert's day would end early. 2nd and 5 on the Oregon 27. Hebert on the keeper. He winds up sliding feet first and gets speared by corner Terrence Mitchell. The officials call it a targeted hit to the head. Mitchell is ejected. Hebert suffered a concussion. He went 4 for 10 for 42 yards. So in comes Kalen Henderson, the transfer from Tulsa, and he completed his first 8 passes. It looks like he would have a rushing touchdown here, but a late flag for holding brought it back. The Colonels were a bit shaky in the red zone with a new QB and a loud crowd. They got on the board, though, as Andrew Dolan nails a 35-yard field goal early in the second quarter. Dolan was 1 for 3 on the day. He missed 1 and had 1 blocked, but for the larger part, special teams play was very solid. Oregon comes back and drives deep into Colonel territory. Mariota looking for Josh Huff in the end zone, but it's disrupted by Byron Cobb. He broke up 2 passes and recorded 4 tackles. But on the next play, 2nd and goal from the 12, Mariota runs it in 31-3 Oregon. Mariota added a 46-yard touchdown run later in the first half to make it 38-3. The Colonel faithful, though, stuck around and got a better showing after halftime. While Oregon left their starters in for the third quarter, there was no doubt Nichols slowed them down. Oregon only scored once in that third quarter. Nichols' offense put together some sustained drives. Marcus Washington with a catch here. He was Nichols' leading receiver far and away in this one. Early fourth quarter, let's take you their biggest play of the day coming up for Nichols. Henderson finding the streaking Eric Buchanan for 56 yards. Buchanan was the Colonel's big play man last year. Unfortunately, it didn't lead to any points, but Nichols, despite the final score, can be proud because they never backed down in this one. 66-3, your final. Kalen Henderson, 21 for 40 in his Colonel's debut for 214 yards. He also rushed for 46 yards and had those 2 pooch punts inside the 5. Marcus Washington, 132 all-purpose yards for Oregon. Marcus Mariota, 12 of 21, 234 yards and a touchdown. And D'Anthony Thomas ran for 128 yards and a couple of scores. Again, nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing to be ashamed of coming out of this one. This is actually something you can build upon.
Yeah, you try to dwell on the positives because you want them to repeat those and improve upon them. And then we had some corrections. We've already, we bring our young men in 6 o'clock on Monday morning, and watch the film because we give them Sundays off other than treatment. So we're already up to our eyeballs right now with Western Michigan, and we're super excited about that opportunity. But if we can just sustain it and play 4 complete quarters, we can knock off one of these FBS teams.
You said going into the Oregon game the best way to slow down their offense is to keep your offense on the field, and that's what you did for that third quarter, and it worked wonderfully.
Yeah, that was the plan, but again, going against them when we, I guess, especially when we had some mistakes, especially with crowd noise, delay of games and things like that, that put us out of sync because that, of course, the penalty, and it messed up really our down and distance situation. If we could have kept it with that reasonable third down, yardage to gain, we'd have been in much better shape.
Now, you expected, and we all expected, Kalen Henderson to get into the game at some point. His number got called earlier than I think anybody would have hoped for or liked, unfortunately, with the injury to Bo. With 2 days left to go until the Western Michigan game here, what's the status of Bo, and where do you expect Kalen to fit in on Saturday?
Well, Bo suffered a concussion, so right now it's all in the medical, our trainers and doctors' hands right now, and let me know. But Bo is attending our meetings. He's, of course, not practicing now. So Kalen will get the number 1 reps, all this week. And then I'll bring up Toscani Figueroa, just as insurance because, again, we're playing to win. And Toscani understands that, too. And he's already been kept abreast of what we're doing. So I'd have right now 3 quarterbacks going into this game most likely, which would be Kalen Henderson, Toscani Figueroa, and Dash Duncan.
All right, we'll see what comes our way. The Colonels matchup at Western Michigan this Saturday will be shown live online on ESPN3. Coverage starts at 6 Central on the Colonel Sports Radio Network, presented by your local Super Chevy dealers. Our flagship station, KLRZ 100.3 FM, the Raging Cajun, and its sister station, KLEB 1600 AM, carry the Colonel Countdown beginning at 5:30, followed by the Colonels and the Broncos. KLRZ can be heard throughout the New Orleans metropolitan and tri-parish areas. LA Rock 106.3 Rock Hits Radio begins the day with the Colonel Insider at 3:30. They'll also carry the game live. Folks, we will be right back with more of the Charlie Stubbs Show presented by State Farm in just a moment.
And this will be your premium right here.
Sorry to interrupt. I just want to say I combined home and auto with State Farm. Saved $760. Love this guy.
Okay, does it bother anybody else that the mime is talking? Freaky.
Bundle home and auto, and you could save $760.
That's 760 very good reasons to contact your local State Farm agent.
At Rouse's, we love football. We love the players, we love the fans, and we love the food. So whether it's high school, college, or pros, if there's a game, we're tailgating. You can tackle your tailgate too with one stop by Rouse's. Get Rouse's ready to grill meat, chicken, and pork, or pick up Rouse's ready to serve tailgate specials. Everything is made fresh for the game, and it's all good. So get the home field advantage every time you shop. Shop local. Shop Rouse's. Now that's tailgating.
Well, we're all about the people that we care for. Today we find a way to make your life better, that's what we're here for. Yeah, we're all about the people. We help you take care of yourself. That's what we do. We're here for you with people's health.
A national television audience had the chance to watch the Colonels face their toughest challenge in program history as they faced the third-ranked Ducks in Eugene. What they didn't get to see was the immense amount of preparation involved in the effort and all of the emotion that comes with the opportunity of a lifetime. Now we bring you an exclusive, all-access look as David tried to slay Goliath. Preparations for this immense game started during fall camp, but the culmination began Thursday when the team partook in their final practice, walkthrough, and meetings in Thibodaux.
I try to script a bunch of plays that change a lot of formations and personnel groupings. All I'm trying to do is keep us sharp. Well, he's going to have us on a 25-second clock, calling it out about every 5-second intervals, okay? And then when it gets maybe below 10 even, he can go single digits.
All right, what are you doing here now, Chris? If you're the right tackle.
Hinton.
Yeah, but what can you say? Yeah, because you got a tight end out there for the edge rusher, correct? All right, maybe. So now we're right. And again, anyway, that shouldn't cause any conflict. Consider that's a shade right there, isn't it? You got it.
Okay, we got a team bed check tonight at 10:30. That means in your apartment or dorms. Again, this is the most important night's sleep you get. I'm telling you the truth. Because when we're there in Eugene tomorrow, the travel squad, and you guys are getting ready to sleep, you're going to be thinking about the game. I know you are. Get some rest tonight, though. Get some rest tonight.
On Friday, the Colonels arrived at the athletics building bright and early to go through team meetings. Coach Stubbs had some final words before they headed to the airport.
The only thing that we have is that great opportunity to compete and defeat the number 3 ranked team in the nation. Because nobody believes that except for you guys in here. You understand? Nobody across the whole nation. I'm just telling you the truth. But we know we can get out there. We got a lot to do to make that accomplish that. You guys know that. But it's right out there, and this is an opportunity for us.
The team then began piling onto the charter buses. There were a lot of the same emotions running through the players as they headed out on the highway.
Well, we're looking for the upset. Always got to go for the win.
Just gotta look at my surroundings, take a deep breath, and just soak it all in.
I think some guys are probably extremely nervous. You know, for some guys, this may be their first college game. For other guys, they've had experience, so they're probably a little bit more prepared. So I think you're going to get varied emotions, and I just hope they play hard. And I know they will.
The team took off from New Orleans International Airport for the 4.5-hour flight.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome aboard Eastern Airlines. We'd like to remind you there's a federal air regulations and all carrying articles must be securely beneath the seat in front of you, pushed all the way forward, leaving a clear and easy access to the center aisles or the overhead compartments. Should you need assistance.
As soon as the team landed in Eugene, they headed right to Autzen Stadium where they had a chance to get a feel for the field and handle their walkthrough. After surveying the facility, the team arrived at their hotel where they had a brief chance to relax before gathering for dinner. Afterwards, the team split into positional meetings and finished their day with a film session. Early Saturday morning, the team joined together for breakfast and last-minute preparations.
I expect success today. We got people in this room that can do some great things. I hope you guys listen to the message today. I hope you do. I have faith that you guys do hear what I'm saying. I have faith that you do. I love each and every one of you. Each and every one of you like you're a family, everybody. And I want you guys to change your expectations. And I want you guys to have success this year. Okay? Starts today, remember, it's not just a formality. It's not just a formality.
2 hours later, the Colonels were ready for kickoff in front of a sellout crowd. Nichols put up a valiant effort and walked off the field with their heads held high. The players and coaches were pleased with their effort compared with last season's finale against Oregon State.
A lot better this game. I thought a lot better because we at least, I know for sure we were battered and bruised when we went into the Oregon State game last year. Right now our kids are discouraged, but they're not defeated. You follow me? They know where we are. They know what we're trying to build to. We have 5 non-conference games and then we get into Southland Conference. So our goal as a team is to see how good we can get by the time we hit the 5th game, have a bye week, and get ready to try to contend for the Southland Conference Championship.
Despite the lopsided final score, the Colonels found positives in the loss. The team limited their turnovers to 2 and their penalty yardage to 50, making the Ducks earn virtually everything they got. Additionally, senior Marcus Washington finished with a career high of 11 receptions for 92 yards. The team will take this as a learning experience that they can build on heading into the Western Michigan game on Saturday. For the Charlie Stubbs Show, I'm Amanda Kelly.
Hi, my name is Chuck Epela, recruiting coordinator at Nicholls State University. We'd like to give you some recruiting tips that can help you in your recruiting process. Our recruiting tip for today is about official visits. What is an official visit, and what are the requirements needed for an official visit? What is an official visit? An official visit is an on-campus visit by a student athlete where all the expenses are paid for by the university. What are the 4 requirements needed to take an official visit? First, a transcript must be submitted by the student athlete to the visiting institution. Secondly, the student athlete must provide a test score that was taken on a national testing date. Thirdly, the student athlete must be placed on the institution's IRL, which stands for Institutional Request List. Okay. And lastly, they must be registered with the NCAA Eligibility Center. Hopefully, these recruiting tips can help you in your recruiting process.
Thank you very much, Coach Hepler. Folks, a solid week for the Southland Conference overall. On Thursday night, number 6 Central Arkansas defeated future SLC football member Incarnate Word 58-7 in Conway. Winrick Smothers, a reigning Southland Conference Offensive Player of the Year, completed 27 of 31 passes, 267 yards, and a touchdown in a little more than a half of action. Southeastern Louisiana railroaded Southeast Missouri State 45-7 in Hammond. Junior quarterback Brian Bennett, an ex-Oregon Duck, rushed for 106 yards and 3 touchdowns. And Northwestern State knocked off Missouri State on the road 23-17. New Demon quarterback Zach Atkins ran for the tying touchdown and threw for the go-ahead score. Saturday turned out to be a memorable day for the Southland, thanks in large part to a big victory by McNeese State at South Florida. The 53-21 win was the league's 19th against the Football Bowl subdivision since 2000 and was the Cowboys' second in as many seasons. 4th-ranked Sam Houston State and Lamar, as well as future conference member Abilene Christian, all posted huge victories, while Stephen F. Austin dropped their season opener. We chat here with the head coach of the Colonel football team, Charlie Stubbs. The FCS showed it was for real this past weekend. 7 victories by FCS teams over FBS teams. This is a serious level of football we're playing at.
Yeah, I think so, and I think it's great, especially early in the year. Those are when those happen, because you come in there as an FCS program, and there's a lot of optimism. You're not banged up yet, and you also could surprise some people because, again, players, kids, they read things, and and that's the thing. Even when I was coaching at some of the larger schools, I always fretted playing teams like FCS level because I know that they're looking at us as an opportunity, and they're very hungry. So I was glad to see that.
Nothing like cashing a check, coming home with a win. Good feeling. Well, looking ahead to this Saturday, the Colonels visit Western Michigan for the 3rd time in 4 years. The Broncos out of the MAC with a solid defensive effort against Michigan State in head coach P.J. Fleck's debut back on Saturday, but 4 turnovers led to 17 points for the Spartans, and a long punt return set up a field goal in a 26-13 loss in East Lansing. Starting quarterback Tyler Van Tubergen was knocked out of the ballgame in the 2nd quarter with a concussion. He is questionable for this Saturday. Redshirt freshman Zach Terrell finished with 120 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception on 12 for 28 passing. He also hurt his thumb. Freshman receiver Corey Davis had a game-high 8 receptions for 96 yards and a touchdown. Coach, this The game was there for the taking for Western Michigan. They played well, especially defensively.
Yeah, we watched the game. It's kind of a challenge for us this week because we have one game to evaluate, on Western Michigan because it's a new staff. So you kind of have to look at their schemes and project what else they could do out of those schemes. So that's been a challenge, but that's kind of fun in coaching to look at that. And again, they have a little bit more on us, of course, from last year and those things. But I feel like we'll be able to keep them off balance. It's going to be another loud crowd because it's their home opener. Everybody's excited, a lot of optimism. But I really believe if we can just take the things we learned last Saturday, we can be greatly improved. And I really expect us to be in the fourth quarter with a chance to win this game.
They might as well be a member of the Southland at this point. You guys play them so often.
Yeah, we enjoy going up there, though. They're first class in everything that they do. It's a nice facility. And again, just us, having some experience being up there because I do have quite a few guys that have been up there before, players. And, so I expect it to be a great football game.
I think to a man and to a woman, everybody involved with the Colonel program right now feels optimistic after the showing against Oregon and feels good about what's coming the rest of the season.
Yeah, I think our season is playing out, at least the schedule. I mean, we know what we're dealing with these first three opponents, and we set goals, and it'd sure be great to knock one of them off at least. And then also, we get 2 home games, which would be great because traveling wears on you because you get back so late on Sunday, from our travels. But then we get a bye week before we hit the Southland Conference play, which we have 7 conference games, and the Southland Conference is very challenging anyway. So again, I think it plays out well. We came off a game other than Bo, Abear, which was a significant injury, but I feel like we just had bumps and bruises the rest of the way. So hopefully everybody have a great week of practice and we'll be ready to go.
All right, folks, there are plenty of ways to keep up to the minute with Nichols Athletics. Find our new page at Instagram.com/Colonel Sports. We're at YouTube.com/Nichols Athletics, Facebook.com/GoColonels, and Twitter.com/Colonel Sports. We'll be right back in a moment. This is the Charlie Stubbs Show presented by State Farm.
And this will be your premium right here.
Sorry to interrupt. I just want to say I combined home and auto with State Farm. Saved $760. Love this guy.
Okay, does it bother anybody else that the mime is talking? Freaky.
Bundle home and auto, and you could save $760.
That's 760 very good reasons to contact your local State Farm agent.
At Rouse's, we love football. We love the players, we love the fans, and we love the food. So whether it's high school, college, or pros, if there's a game, we're tailgating. You can tackle your tailgate too with one stop by Rouse's. Get Rouse's ready to grill meat, chicken, and pork, or pick up Rouse's ready to serve tailgate specials. Everything is made fresh for the game, and it's all good. So get the home field advantage every time you shop. Shop local. Shop Rouse's. Now that's tailgating.
Well, we're all about the people that we care for. Every day we find a way to make your life better. That's what we're here for. Yeah, we're all about the people. We help you take care of yourself. That's what we do. We're here for you with people's health.
Welcome back to the Charlie Stubbs Show presented by State Farm. It's time to announce our Rouse's Student Athlete of the Week, sponsored by Rouse's Supermarkets. You're either local or you're not. Rouse's Supermarkets are local, with their roots established in Thibodaux in 1923. Trust Rouse's for great food and great values. Louisiana's best can be found at your local Rouse's or at rouses.com. Our Rouse's Student Athlete of the Week, soccer's Spencer Valdespino. The sophomore forward scored the game-winning goal in overtime Friday night in a 3-2 victory at Louisiana Monroe, then did it again in overtime in a 2-1 decision at Prairie View A&M on Sunday. The Colonels are now 3-0-1 to start the year. They'll host Mississippi Valley State on Friday and UL Lafayette on Sunday. Elsewhere around Nichols Athletics this weekend, the men's and women's cross-country teams head to the ULM Invitational on Friday. Also, the volleyball team is slated to visit UL Lafayette on Friday, then take on Houston and Alcorn State in Lafayette in a tournament on Saturday. This is a Charlie Stubbs Show presented by State Farm. Mike Wagenheim here with the head coach of the Colonels, Charlie Stubbs. Can you gather a mindset of the team coming off that Oregon game? Do they feel as excited as everybody else does right now?
Well, when they came in and we watched the film and all that, and we pointed out some things to them, they feel like there's hope. And that's the thing you got to have is, it's such a challenge here, at Nichols, and we're, got some things working against us. I'm talking about we're one of the smallest schools and this and that. But again, I really believe we're coming together as a team. I really do believe they care about each other. I know they're bonding very well with the coaching staff. And so we have the no give up, attitude. And so they saw some things. They saw how hard they played. They saw that they played with a great attitude and effort. So that's the starting point. Now we just need to get a little better lined up at times, with our assignments, and got to play fast. And I really believe that they can see that, and I know that they believe. So I'm just anxious to see us take a few more strides up this Saturday.
Some of the new players or newer players that you were impressed with this past Saturday, anybody come to mind?
Well, it was great to see Kalen Henderson go in there at the spur of the moment, when the injury came to Bo, and I thought he responded real well, considering the situation, and I think that's something to build on. I think Nick Charchain at the right guard position came in, and he was a transfer from Memphis, and he gave us some presence inside too. And then, of course, you get into the defense, and I thought Ronald Tyler held up well at cornerback position, and he's a newcomer, for us there. And so, we also have some freshmen and everything like that I thought that played and gave some contributions. So, we're just trying to build our depth right now. And again, because I tell the coaches and the players, I'm mostly concerned of how good a team we can be by our fifth game, because that means we're just getting ready to get into conference play.
All right, Coach, we're looking forward to it. Colonels and Broncos this Saturday, and we will talk to you here next Thursday, all right?
Thank you.
Head coach of the Colonels, Charlie Stubbs. Folks, that is going to do it for this week's show. We want to thank you for joining us. Don't forget, the Colonels and Broncos game will be shown on ESPN3 online live, 6 o'clock Central Time. And if you can't watch it, you can always listen online or on the radio, the Colonel Sports Radio Network, presented by your local Super Chevy dealers. Again, that's going to do it for this week's program. For Amanda Kelly, Eric Solberg, Zach Carlton, and the man himself, Charlie Stubbs, I'm Mike Wagenheim. We will talk to you next Thursday afternoon here on the Charlie Stubbs Show, presented by State Farm.
The Charlie Stubbs Show has been presented by State Farm. Contact your local State Farm agent today and get to a better state. This show has also been sponsored by Rouse's Supermarkets. You're either local or you're not. And by People's Health, your Medicare health team. This has been a presentation of the Colonel Sports Network.